author who tries things on behalf of the author community so that you don't have to try it yourself, but you have valuable information to then make a more informed decision for yourself to decide if it's going to be an avenue that's going to work for you or not. One of the things that I recently tried was putting my novel on Tapas. Tapas is actually a webcomic creation app, and I know a number of people who work with them who informed me they were running a contest. The contest itself was not necessarily great. The terms were not necessarily great, and the advance that you could potentially win was not great, but I did want to give it a try to see if it would be an avenue that would potentially work for us as authors. So I took one of my new novels that has not been published anywhere yet, and I started to upload it to the Tapas app. And I dropped episodes a couple of times a week as part of this contest. And so I was looking to see how many readers I was going to get, if I was going to get a lot of views, if it was going to bring traffic to any of my other books. And to work with them, you do not get money to put your book on the app unless you are at a certain level and you have certain contacts with them where you would be sharing that ads revenue. So I didn't make any money off of this. It was purely for doing that contest where maybe you could, maybe you wouldn't win some money, not a ton of money, but some money to write more episodes. I got partway into this contest and I decided it wasn't worth it for me, and I pulled that book entirely from the platform so that I can just publish it as a normal novel out in the world faster than waiting for the end of this contest and for them to announce things. And I did this because it got trash reach. It didn't get any reach. Nobody saw that my book was there. I did a tiny bit of marketing up front just to let people know. I know some of my webcomic creators mentioned it to their readers, but it didn't get traction on this app. I didn't get the views. It was literally, I think it was single digit. I think it was like 6 or 7 people saved this novel. It was not a lot. There was, I think, just a little over 100 people noticed it existed. But we didn't really get a lot of read through. There were a couple of comments, but it really wasn't anything that was going to get attention. So as a multi-time best-selling author, I have multiple novels that have hit lists. I am very well known in this space. I did not get traction on this app. I was not noticed. I was not shown to people. And that's all it is. If you're going to be putting it on something like Tapas, you are going to want to make sure you have some kind of agreement to get some royalty splits, and then you're going to have to do all the work of marketing it. So at this point for me, it's just not an option. Moving forward, it's not an option because I didn't get any views. I didn't get any revenue, and I didn't get anybody coming over to see my other books or even to see my social medias. It was very much a dead end for me. Now, it might not be for you. You can absolutely give it a try, but please know it is something you're going into without being paid. So if you're going to do that, where you're going to be putting out a novel in sections and you're going to write chapter by chapter by chapter and release it, or you're going to release chapters at a time, which is the better way and more professional way of doing it, try Kindlevella. At least you get paid for that. You don't get paid for Tapas. So you can try it. By all means, try it. If you've had a different experience, I would love to hear from you. For me, it was so low ranking with numbers and with views and with read through that it wasn't worth it. I just pulled the entire book halfway through this contest, said thank you anyway, and I am now going to be putting that book out into the published space, and you're going to be able to see that in the next couple of months. Everything is pretty much ready for that. I just have to kind of finish up the tail end of it. I did not write the end of this novel because I was just waiting to see if it was one that I was just ending or if I was going to win this contest and then have to write 40 more episodes of this, which was part of the thing. So I have to finish up the ending real quick. Very easy to do. And then that book's going to come out to the world and all the great things are going to happen. But for me, it was not worth the time and effort to even put things up here. Now, I will say I actually tried to do their previous contest. That's how I found out about it because my friend brought me into that contest. It does not allow you to write your novel in a Word doc or a Google Doc and have any type of formatting. And by that, I mean italicize any words in your manuscript, or have indentations or any formatting. When you copy and paste it, it cuts off half the book. And then that's how people see it. The entire first section, if this is the page, it cuts off this section and just shows them this section. So you have to strip all of the formatting, meaning if you emphasized a word with italics, no, you didn't. Remove it. So it's a real thing. And I worked with their customer service team to try to fix it. They had no idea what was going on. They couldn't help me. And so I just walked away from the first contest. But then I heard about this new one and I said, okay, one more shot. We'll give it one more shot and see what happens. And it was not something that I'm going to continue to do. So I won't be working with that in the future unless they are giving me an advance for my novel, one that is competitive from a traditional publisher, which I don't think they're going to do because right now they're just trying to get as many people to write things as possible. And then the ones that are already performing well for free, those are the people that they are investing in on that app. So is it a great place for authors to go? That is up to you to decide. But for me, I'm not going to be there unless they see me, they decide to take notice of me, and they're going to pay me in advance for the book that I am writing exclusively for them. Drop your questions down below. Let's keep discussing this. And if you know of apps kind of like this or other places where authors can be making money and you want me to test it out to see if it's going to be a good fit for you, please go ahead and let me know. We're going to break down what I am finding so that you can make appropriate decisions for you, your novels, and your author career as well. We'll see you in the upcoming daily episodes.